Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. We're doing a showcase today. It's by a little brewery in South Melbourne. They're called WESTSIDE Ale Works, and I've always enjoyed what they do. And they've got a really cool little brew pub. Their beers and their food, their food especially, they do pizzas. They're immaculate, and their beers are pretty decent. They do a lot of West Coast IPAs, red IPAs, and they've got sours and stuff as well. Every now and then they'll do barrel aged stouts. Yeah, I've always found them underrated, and yeah, during the Pint of Origin that we had recently, they were the hub that dealt with all the European stuff. So, and they did a really good job of that. So, I managed to pick up some takeaways when I went to that event, and I thought, I'll do a little showcase, just a couple of beers from them, just to put them out there, sort of thing. So I'm just going to do sort of half of I've got four different cans, and I'll just do a small pour of each one and talk about it. So the first one is a cider. I thought I'll mix it up. I've got three IPAs. Two of them are Westies. One's a red IPA, and then cider, and it's awesome name and artwork too. So got Cherry Springer. It's an apple cherry cider. And we all know Jerry Springer. It's pretty funny. Yeah, this one's 5%. So I'll pour her in the glass. I've got the Crafty Pint glass. They're the company that organises a lot of the Melbourne beer events. Actually, Australia wide now. Good guys. So I haven't had a cider for a while, so this will be interesting, especially a cherry one. So looks like it pours like a bright pink. Very lively carbonation. Cheers, Josh. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, it looks like raspberry soft drink. Cheers, Tanner. Good to see you, mate. So very lively carbonation. It's probably like a light to medium body. The glass is quite dirty. But it's like a sort of in between like a pink and red, like a rose sort of colour. Let's go in for a smell. Dogs are playing up. Yeah, you're getting a good balance of both apple and cherry on the nose. It's got that real floral sort of scent. Yeah, it's been. I honestly can't remember the last time I had a cider. Every now and then, when I go to beer festivals, you'll have like a separate cider stand, and quite often, if I want to I don't know, change it up a bit and refresh the palate, I'll go for a cider. Like you'll go like a massive, I don't know, quad IPA or something, and then you're like, oh, I want to try this big barrel aged impy stout. And then let's get a cider in between. So it's got like a really sort of sweet and tart nose as well. Cheers, Dan and Tater. Good to see you boys again. So I'm going in. Cheers. It's quite nice. I'd say it's leaning more cherry than apple. It's got like a real soft mouthfeel. Like when I poured it, it's sort of, yeah, like you wouldn't expect the mouthfeel. It's like good sort of like subtle level of sweetness and tartness. It's not too intense. But yeah, it's definitely more of a sweet cider than a dry. You could crush this on a summer's day for sure. And yeah, it's good for my sore throat at the moment. So yeah, my voice obviously sounds terrible at the moment, but I feel like I've been run down and I've felt really shit earlier in the week. And yeah, as I've gotten over it and I feel better, it's just my voice still sounds really bad. So people think I'm like real ill. No, that's good. Really easy drinking. It's sweet cider, but not too sweet. There's a bit of like sourness. Well, not really sourness, more like tart, sort of that tart cherry. Good stuff. And it's good when breweries have like ciders or seltzers or some other sort of like even like wines and whiskies and that just to mix it up because yeah, quite often if you go in there with the group, not everyone drinks beer, so it's good to have some other options. Cheers, Doubtfire. Good to see you, brother. Probably be sharing a beer with you at some stage today. So the next one's got a very Australiana feel. It's the Red Roo IPA. Yeah, I reckon that's a cool as name for a red IPA. The only thing is the actual photo looks more like Arizona or somewhere. But in saying that, the owner's from America, so there might be sort of a bit of a America and Australia together sort of thing. So yeah, red IPA. It's one of those styles that's quite divisive. I've always been a fan. I love them. So yeah, I'm just saying. So yeah, this one's 6.5%. And yeah, I love that can artwork. That's cool. So let's dig in. And yeah, as I said, these guys, their pizzas they do, they will blow your mind. Like so damn good. And it's like the tiny as little kitchen. The poor staff that work there, I think quite often the owner just gets in there and just smashes them out. But it was that intense last week. They had like I got there as soon as they opened, and within 10 minutes, because of this Pint of Origin event, there was at least like 100 people in this small brewery set up. And then all of a sudden, this huge group of like 20, 25 people rocked up wanting pizzas. And I remember them being annoyed because they couldn't get them. And it's like, well, what do you expect? Like, there's two people that work there. It's a tiny little brewery. It's already full with people drinking beers and having pizzas and stuff. And you have rocked up in this huge group expecting to be fed within like 15 minutes. Like, you got to put yourself in the shoes of like the staff and that. Some people are just so selfish and just got no idea. So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah, this one's quite dark. It's got that sort of like slightly murky sort of look to it. About a 2 to 3 finger head. I'd say like medium body. It's got that look like it's going to be like a medium sort of chewy body. It's yeah, what would I say the colour? Sort of like in between red and brown. Yeah, let's go a whiff. Getting like huge caramel toffee, getting some pine. It's good that my nose is actually working again. Yeah, maybe some orange. There's definitely some citrus there. I love when red IPAs have that West Coast sort of vibe to them. And because these guys are more known for their West Coast than their New Englands, I feel like this would be leaning that way. I'm going in. Cheers. Yeah, it's got quite a big body, that one. Got some good bitterness. Very, very malty. If you don't like a malty beer, yeah, you definitely wouldn't like this one. It's got like a huge, huge caramel backbone. And I love that. That's awesome. It's almost got like a creamy sort of mouthfeel. It's a red IPA. It leans sort of West Coast with the flavors and the nose, but then it sort of has a body like a hazy, or like a, yeah, it's weird. But yeah, this would be the sort of beer I reckon Adam from Mersey Beers would love. I don't know why. I just feel like it'd be his sort of thing. Cheers, Mark. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, that mouth feels divine. Yeah, it's got plenty of that hop character too to sort of balance that huge malt. It's definitely like a ballsy beer. Like it's one of those beers you'd either love it or hate it, I reckon. And yeah, when it comes to like a divisive sort of style like that, that's cool. I wonder if they've done a black IPA. That'd be awesome. Yeah, just look at that lacing. It's insane. You'd almost say that it drinks sort of just with the body and the flavour. Like it's almost like it drinks heavier than what it is. Like it's 6.5, but it almost has that character like it'd be a double. I better get on to the next one. I found it hard to pick the order in which I drink them in. Obviously, the cider was always going to be first as being light and easy drinking, but when it comes to like the two West Coasts and the red, normally you'd go probably a red after a Westie, but one of the Westies is higher in ABV. And yeah, it's like, I don't know, just trying to, it's almost like, yeah, being a, what do you call them? Like the beer aficionados that are trying to work out like what's best for your palate and stuff. Just the order in which you drink beers. Like I think it's cool when it comes to stuff like that. So there goes the red. So the next one with the very cool name, which definitely I agree with, is the Best Coast IPA. West is best. So this one's at 6.7%. Yeah, it just talks about West Coast IPAs and with the whole in Australia and New Zealand, should they still be called West Coast? Yeah, awesome artwork too, just that California style beach setting. Looks like sort of Malibu, sort of something like that. Let's go in. I'm probably going to get some caramel flavour from that last beer. So yeah, this one's definitely like a brighter sort of orangey colour. It's got that same sort of like look in the body though. So yeah, in the camera it looks darker. It's more like a bright orange, like really sort of vibrant. It's one finger head. Yeah, it's like slightly cloudy. It's definitely got that look like it's gonna have like a toffee backbone as well, which I like in a Westie. Yeah, sort of like medium body. Let's go for a whiff. Getting huge citrus on this one. I'm so glad I picked these beers up. I wish I could have grabbed more, but I was on foot on the day and I just carried this one bag around and it had clothes because I'd stayed the night. It had like clothes and whatever in it, and I could only fit so many cans, and I'd already grabbed stuff from another place. So yeah, it was real annoying. They had I think they had a sale on too for like because they'd put on this event. They had like 25% off all cans or something like that. So it was like really good value. I just wanted to grab about 20 cans. I haven't done a showcase yet where I've done more than four, but there's possibly one coming up where there's going to be 8 beers, and it's a Australian brewery that's done collaborations with all the other hyped Australian breweries, so that's going to be interesting. It's going to have to be a day where I know that I've got nothing on, and because yeah, if once you crack 8 beers, like you're going to drink all 8, so it's going to be a big day. Piney, yeah, quite resinous. It's definitely like grapefruit, orange, maybe some mango. It's quite bitter. I had this on tap when I was at the brewery, and yeah, I only had like a real small pour. But I remember the first time I had it with their epic pizza. And if you want a pizza recommendation, try the Allensburg. So damn good. So yeah, you're getting that real pithy citrus. There might even be like a touch of lemon in there. But yeah, it's piney, grassy, got that like resin. The bitterness is there. Like it's not real intense, but it's definitely a good West Coast IPA, this one. Yeah, sometimes with breweries, especially when they're smaller, there's always that worry that when you get like takeaway cans, they're not going to be as good as their stuff on tap. But yeah, whenever I've had cans from these guys, they've been pretty good. I remember I kept one of their Imperial Stouts for maybe a year or two, and yeah, when I drank it, it was like drinking unreal, like so good. So yeah, there's another, it's like a sour brewery. I don't know if it's the same brewer or there's just some sort of like, I don't know, relationship there, but they're called Ida Prul. And when you go to the brewery, there's a heap of wild beers and stouts underneath that name. And yeah, like most of that stuff's really good as well. So yeah, I just don't know if it's like owned by the same dude or they're like a contract brewer that are based there, or but yeah, their stuff's always on tap with the West Side stuff. And then like it's pretty cool the way they do it. They West Side quite often have other breweries there as well. Like that they're very I feel like they're very community based, and like yeah, they just seem like good people. But yeah, this Westie's awesome. It's quite sort of quite floral as well. Be interesting to see what hops they have in these beers. Okay, the final one. So this is known as the anniversary IPA. That's cool can artwork. Looks like Melbourne. Melbourne or Sydney maybe. Yeah, it's just got this like the skyline with the water and the fireworks. Anniversary IPA. So let's see what it says. For our annual anniversary, a classic West Coast IPA is born. We felt it was the obvious choice. Our West Side twist on a classic is the addition of German hops to balance out the aggressive American hop flavours. This beer is big and balanced, and we'll leave you coming back for more. 6.8%. So yeah, it's a Westie, probably similar to that last beer I had, but yeah, with a little German inspiration. I think with their I think they do like an anniversary IPA with the similar can artwork each year, but I've got a feeling they might try and change the style of what beer it is. So yeah, it looks quite similar to the last one. Maybe slightly darker, like a slight sort of red tinge to it. So yeah, like slightly cloudy, one finger head, medium body. Let's go for a whiff. Yeah, this one smells a little more malty than the last. It's sort of like in between the last and the red. It's definitely citrusy. It's almost got that like sherbety orange sort of smell, like candied orange. Ah, it's good to have my nose back. So yeah, I was trying to do beer reviews about 3 or 4 days ago, and I couldn't smell at all. I'm going straight in. So yeah, you're definitely getting that like sherbety orange vibe. It's almost got like a berry quality. It's piney. more of a sort of a sharp, dry pine, like pine needle. After drinking these half pours reasonably quick, starting to go to the head a little. Yeah, I reckon there's some stone fruit in this one. It actually tastes more bitter than the other two. I think they were trying to balance out the intense hop profile, throwing in the German stuff. But yeah, like it may have even. I mean, when it comes to hops, it depends on when you put them in the boil and all that sort of thing. But yeah, I feel like this one's got more bitterness to it. Yeah, it's more like the last one. The citrus was sort of the dominant profile. This one's more of like a sweet citrus, but I feel like you get sort of more of the green features than the fruit. It's got that like toffee backbone. I'm getting some breadiness as well. Yeah, it's quite complex, this one. Like it's earthy. There's like a touch like that peppery sort of touch on the finish. Mm. They've all been really good beers though. Quite impressed. West Side are one of those breweries, I reckon, if they had like a, because you can't really buy their stuff at other places. I think they only really sell it at the brewery. So I feel like they need like an online store. That'd be cool. But yeah, they just seem like they're very community based and like they want people to go to the brewery. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I like that. But yeah, it's a shit for someone like me that's a fan, but I live in the country. Ooh, pardon me. Yeah, there's definitely some dankness there with this one. But yeah, quite an enjoyable little sesh here. Three nice beers and a cider. So yeah, suppose I better score them. I reckon for the cider, good old cherry Springer, apple cherry cider. I'd probably go. I reckon it'd be just a straight 4 out of 5. It was pretty solid. Ciders can definitely be hit or miss, and yeah, this was a good one. Yeah, I like the fact that like the cherry sort of was like a little bit more prominent than the apple. Just gave it that little bit of difference. It was very easy drinking. Definitely be a crusher in the summertime. Red Rue IPA. I reckon this one I would go about a 4.2 out of 5. Was quite impressed with that like the mouth feel. And yeah, just the West Coast leaning sort of hop characteristics. It had that huge like caramel toffee backbone. Really good take on a red IPA. Yeah, it was good. And then the Best Coast. I'd probably go similar score, 4.2. Yeah, it had that had that nice citrusy punch. And yeah, like good balance with the pine and the grassiness. It was like your true West Coast IPA, and that's what I love. Yeah, it did a real good job with that one. And yeah, as I said, when I had the pizza at the brewery, like it was just an awesome pairing with the pizza. West Coast IPA and pizza is one of my favourite combinations. And then the anniversary, funnily enough, I'd probably go the same. I found all three West Coast IPAs, or all three IPAs, sorry. I just found they were all like really, really good, but all sort of on a par. They had like different characteristics. Some I liked a little bit more than others, but just score wise, all sort of, yeah, very solid on that 4.2 range. So yeah, this one was like a little bit more floral, sort of probably more piney, but yeah, it had that sort of herbaceous sort of quality as well, where you got that spice, that earthiness. Um, yeah, and like even though it had that, the citrus note wasn't as intense as the last one. It had that sort of sherbety, sort of candy, orange sort of vibe, and I like that. That's cool. So yeah, very enjoyable showcase this one. And yeah, if people are ever in Melbourne, I would highly recommend WESTSIDE. I feel like it's one of those breweries that goes under the radar. And they're actually, if you're based in the city, all you have to do is get on the South Melbourne tram or Port Melbourne tram, one of those, and you're there within like probably 10 minutes. It's only a short walk from the tram station. And yeah, just real accommodating people. Like go in there. If you're going to go there, definitely have a pizza. As I said, like their pizzas are phenomenal. It's just got that real chilled vibe, sort of like an industrial area. Um, yeah, you're just sitting at like bench seats, and they've always got a big tally going with the sports, like normally American stuff, just because the owner's American. They like that American vibe. Like there's even like up the top above the bar, I think there's definitely like an American flag, and I think there's a Californian flag, and then maybe an Aussie one or something. But yeah, definitely a good brewery, and they need more recognition, I reckon. So yeah, I'm off, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers, peeps.